There's a sheep in the greenhouse. Howdy from down on the farm. I've got my tea and we're going to give you a little update on the chickens' work in the greenhouse. And you'll probably be pretty impressed. I'm impressed. So you can see most of the boxes are totally cleared out. There's a few little things sprouting up in here that we're gonna need to pull. But the good thing about weeds sprouting up this time of year is that means if I put a seed in the ground, it's going to start growing. So it's time to get planting. You can see they've just scratched this box up and moved all the soil around. There are a few hazelnut shells in there, and they fertilized, which is what we want them to do because chicken manure is good for the garden. And we're going to be planting underneath that, so it's not going to affect the plants at all in a bad way. You can see here they attempted to eat this overgrown cabbage, and most of it was too tall for them. So we are going to pull out what's left here and give it to the goat and the sheep. You can see the same thing happened with the broccoli. It's too tall, they didn't get to it, so we're going to pull it out. There's a sheep in the greenhouse. Well, I guess that's another way to get it dealt with. She's taller than a chicken. You might be faster than me, huh? You're pretty silly. Thanks for your help. Silly sheep. You silly sheep. What, are we friends? You want that? Are we friends now? You silly sheep. You think those hazelnuts feel good? There's nothing in here, is there? Oh, you're gonna drink my tea? Sheep? Tea? I never grabbed that before you decide to drink my tea. Okay, don't eat my... No, you can have that. Good job. Look, we're going sheep.
Okay, well,
Come on, you big eep. Once we get a few good warm days, we're going to go ahead and start soil blocking and planting. Time for some tea to help kick the rest of that cough I still have left. This thing keeps it super, super, super hot. I have to remember to open it a little sooner, let it cool off so that it's not so hot. But this will stay hot all day in here, which makes it really good for taking around the farm. Just in case I get busy and can't get to it real soon. With that, how about we go see what's new? Woo! Electric fence is working. Not only am I super excited that the sun is out and the greenhouse is getting cleaned up, but the chickens are back over here and their electric fence, tilling up the garden so that we can plant. It's February, the beginning of February here in Oregon, and amazingly we did not have one snowflake this year. Hopefully I don't go ruining that for us, but I'm afraid that I ruined it for us because it's been snowing here and cold and there hasn't been any sunshine, and this is the first snow we've had all year. It's not very much, like an inch or two, and then it melts and goes away, but it did snow. When I shot that, it was a couple weeks ago. I ended up sick again for a week. So let's get back to the chickens and their progress in our garden. All signs are showing that spring is coming, including the chicken egg production going way up. The other thing, I don't know if you can tell, but we mowed the grass for the first time this year. You can see the chickens are working in here, not quite as hard as they were working in the greenhouse, but they've kind of gotten their fill after the greenhouse. That really calmed them down a lot. If you're new with us and you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm going to put a link up here to our last video on the chickens and how they clean the greenhouse up for us. They're quite content in here. They have plenty to eat, and there's lots of bugs that have been in here. Lots of bugs and worms, and I see an egg over there by the door. Earlier in the fall, we spread a bunch of horse manure over here while the chickens were out in the pasture. And now they're over here tilling it in for us, and that's going to break it down quicker so that when we're ready to plant, we can plant over here without worry about the horse manure. And they get a lot of food out of that too. So win-win, keeps them busy, they get food, we get a good composted garden. Everyone misses you, farmer. They didn't get to see you last time.
What? What are you talking about?
Your vlog fans.
Oh, I have vlog fans?
Yeah.
These things have been being ugly all winter long, and it's time to get them out of the way. They're kind of nice in the summertime, but they've been getting in the way out here. And I don't really know what I'm doing, so I think I'm gonna take out one of these stalks here.
That's a little nerve-wracking. Take out the right one.
I know.
Take out this one.
Because first started growing it, I thought I wanted both of these going up because they look like nice strong shoots, and then in reading about it, it doesn't sound like I should have both of them going. I gotta cut a bunch of stuff out and then see which one I want to save. Needless to say, it's gonna put out a whole bunch more vines this summer, so probably is not a big deal which one to get rid of. Have any experience with maintaining grapevines, so if somebody out there has a good suggestion about what to do or where to go to find good information, that'd be nice to have. I've done a little bit of reading and watched a couple of YouTube channels, but none of them are maintaining vines in this sort of a fashion, so I don't know if there's a better way to do this or not.
Fiacre's farm.
Fiacre.
Fiacre?
Fiacre.
Thanks for joining us on the farm.